Religion is real? Greetings, fellow truth seekers. Today, we're going to be talking about the remarkable similarities in the creation myths of the world. And we're going to be talking about how these similarities suggest that they are all based on the same real event. You see, all of the creation myths of the world share certain common elements. They all involve a creator god or gods. They all involve a great flood. And they all involve a small group of survivors who are tasked with repopulating the world. Now, what does this all mean? Well, it could mean that all of the creation myths of the world are just stories. But it could also mean that they are all based on the same real event. Imagine a world that was once inhabited by a technologically advanced civilization. This civilization was wiped out by a massive flood. A small group of survivors managed to escape the flood and repopulate the world. As these survivors spread out across the globe, they took their stories with them. And over time, these stories evolved into the creation myths that we know today. This is just one possible explanation for the similarities in the creation myths of the world. But it's an explanation that is worth considering. After all, the similarities in these myths are too striking to be ignored. They suggest that there is something more to them than just stories. They suggest that they may be a record of a real event that happened in the distant past. So, what do you think? Do you believe that the creation myths of the world are based on a real event? Or do you think they're just stories? I don't know the answer to that question. But I do know that the creation myths of the world are fascinating. And they raise a lot of interesting questions about the nature of reality. So, whether you believe the conspiracy theories or not, I encourage you to keep an open mind. And to continue to explore the mysteries of the universe. Beneath the surface, creation myths convey moral lessons, warnings against hubris, the perils of imbalance, and the rise and fall of civilizations. Yet, what if these morals reflect a deeper truth, a cautionary tale known only to a select few? For example, the biblical story of Noah's Ark is a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris. In this myth, God becomes angry with humanity for its wickedness and decides to destroy the world with a flood. However, Noah is a righteous man who builds an ark to save himself, his family, and two of every animal on earth. This story warns us that we should not become too proud or powerful, or we may face destruction. The Mayan creation myth also contains a warning about the dangers of imbalance. In this myth, the gods create humans but then become jealous of their power. The gods decide to destroy the world with a flood, but a few humans are able to survive by building a boat. This story warns us that we must maintain balance in the world, or we may face destruction. These are just two examples of how creation myths can be interpreted as cautionary tales. Of course, there is no way to know for sure whether these myths are based on real events or not. But the fact that they contain so many similarities suggests that they may be more than just stories. They may be records of real events that happened in the distant past, or they may be cautionary tales that have been passed down from generation to generation to help us avoid making the same mistakes. But it's not just the events and symbolism that intrigue. Some figures within creation myths possessed unusual knowledge, insights that challenge our understanding of their time and origin. For example, the ancient Egyptian god Thoth was said to be the god of wisdom, magic, and writing. He was also said to be the inventor of mathematics and astronomy. Some believe that Thoth was a real figure who possessed advanced knowledge of science and technology. Others believe that he was a mythical figure who represents the collective wisdom of ancient Egypt. The Mayan god Kukulkan is another example of a figure who possessed unusual knowledge. Kukulkan was said to be the god of wind, rain, and wisdom. He was also said to be the creator of the Mayan calendar. Some believe that Kukulkan was a real figure who possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. Others believe that he was a mythical figure who represents the collective wisdom of the Mayan people. These are just two examples of how creation myths can be interpreted as evidence of advanced knowledge that was possessed by ancient civilizations. Of course, there is no way to know for sure whether these figures were real or not. But the fact that they are so similar suggests that they may have been based on real figures who possessed advanced knowledge. So, what do these conspiracy theories tell us about the creation myths of the world? Are they mere flights of fancy, or do they contain a hidden truth? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. The creation myths of the world are fascinating and thought-provoking, and they continue to inspire and intrigue people to this day. Here are some additional examples of how the creation myths of the world seem to be passed down through the ages. In the Sumerian creation myth, the god Enki creates humans from clay. In the biblical story of Genesis, God creates humans from dust. In the Mayan creation myth, the gods Tepeyu and Gukuyamax create the world by speaking it into existence. In the Greek creation myth, the god Chaos creates the universe by separating the order from the chaos. In the Hindu creation myth, the god Vishnu creates the universe from his navel. In the Chinese creation myth, the god Pan-Ge-yu separates the sky from the earth. These are just a few examples of how the creation myths of the world seem to be based on the same real event. It is possible that these myths were passed down from generation to generation by a small group of survivors who were tasked with repopulating the world after a massive flood. Or it is possible that these myths are simply stories that have evolved over time to reflect the different cultures of the world. Whatever the case may be, the similarities in the creation myths of the world are undeniable. And they offer us a glimpse into the shared human experience and our quest for meaning in the universe. Thank you for joining us on this expedition into the heart of creation myths and their compelling similarities. If you found this exploration as captivating as we have, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more captivating insights into the realms of the unknown. Stay curious, keep seeking, and let the echoes of these timeless tales guide you in your quest for enlightenment. Until our next odyssey into the enigmatic, remember, the universe is vast, and the tapestry of human experience is woven with threads of shared wonder. Conspiracy Crusaders, uncovering the truth.